Hey guys, Andres from Doble Sports here with the special sports talk episode, and this time I'm going to be talking about Bay Area sports here in the San Francisco Bay Area. Of course, we got baseball. The season has already started and well underway now. The Sharks, uh, not a whole lot positive, but I do got some special news there. You got, of course, the Earthquakes MLS season is in full swing now, and of course, the National Women's Soccer League has an expansion team, and they started this year too, and that team is here in the Bay Area as well. So we got a lot to talk about, and I just want to break it down, and yeah, see what you guys think about it. So starting off with the San Francisco Giants, the Giants tonight play the Dodgers. It is the final game of a 3-game series with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Last night they did lose 4-5, 5-4, unfortunately, to the Dodgers. They did show that they are relatively competitive, the Giants, especially when they are up at the plate and batting, and that with that they can potentially make a comeback and stay in games. However, once again, pitching does seem to be a little bit of a struggle. Of course, we haven't seen all of our pitchers yet, but Logan Webb, the star pitcher on the team, he did not have a good game last night. A lot of home. What was it, like three? Yeah, like two or three home runs conceded during his time in the game. It was, yeah, not very good, but yeah, he didn't have a good game. And frankly, you got to respect the Dodgers. They're a really good team right now. Of course, they made national news, maybe even world news, with the signing of Shohei Ohtani. They have Mookie Betts, Kike Hernandez. They have a very strong roster that can not only play well in the outfield, but they can hit. They can bat very well. And last night they forced Logan Webb to make magic and throw certain pitches that he probably wasn't very comfortable with, and because of that, they were able to capitalize, and they were able to get base hits. They were able to score runs. And the Dodgers definitely look to once again be a team to beat. Hopefully the Giants can adjust and get their pitching and improve in terms of their pitching. I think they have the batting lineup to where they can definitely do well when they're up to bat. But again, they need to improve in their pitching. If they can do that, I think they can be a competitive team. The Giants currently right now sit, I believe. Oh, let me get the standings up. Yeah, they're currently 2-4 right now. They sit 4th in the NL West. It's still very early on in the season, but again, you definitely want to see them improve. It'll be interesting to see if maybe once they're back home that they can start winning more games. Maybe they are, obviously, of course, once again, they started their season on the road. So hopefully once they get back home, it'll be more in their element in Oracle Park, and they can win games. Meanwhile, on the other side of the Bay Area, the Oakland A's, they just actually finished a game right now, top of the hour, 3 o'clock. They unfortunately lost 1-0 to the Red Sox at home. It was a day game in the final of a 3-game series with the Boston Red Sox. And the A's, once again, just like last year, the whole team is in free fall right now. And obviously, they made news by having the lowest home opening day attendance record. Not a lot of fans are not going to the games in protest of Fisher and his ownership in terms of his plans to move the Oakland A's to Vegas, and then once moving the team to there, really not having, a lot of fans are frustrated that he does not have any plans to really develop the team and make them good once they get a new stadium. Essentially, Fisher's just there going to move the team just so that, because with, the team being in Vegas and the spectacle of Vegas, he could just fill out the stadium constantly and just make money without actually showing any progression and improvement in the team. So that has definitely angered a lot of fans, and with that, Oakland A's fans are no longer wanting to go to the game, so that, of course, Fisher isn't, as the owner, isn't making money by just filling the stadium. They want to express their frustrations to not only keep the team in Oakland, but also see change, see improvement in the team. And of course, the fans are protesting, and it's obviously affecting the whole in terms of management, ownership in the front office, and just in terms of the fan base. It really is in free fall right now. The A's right now, their first game, 8-0 against the Guardians, 6-4, then 12-3. They got 12-3, almost got swept by the Guardians. Were able to squeak out a win, 4-3 in the final game of the first of their opening series. Then they're playing Boston right now. Lost 9-0 on April 1st, 5-4 yesterday, and then of course today 1-0. The A's right now are currently surprisingly not last in the American League West. They are second to last, just ahead of the Astros, but 1-5 to start the year, and right now the prospects are unfortunately not looking good for the A's. But as a Giants fan, I mean, you could, I guess, usually, I'll be honest, in terms of the A's, when I see them struggling, it always makes me happy. But at this point, given the context of the ownership and just the fact that he pretty much is Dan Snyder, or the former Washington Commanders owner in the NFL, he's basically the Snyder of the MLB. At this point, I just do feel bad for A's fans. I hope they do sell the team, and if they do end up moving to Vegas, which is likely what's going to happen, some way, somehow, not only that Oakland finally gets a new baseball stadium, but they get a new expansion team. There is a huge baseball fan base in Oakland. I really hope that something in the end, in the future, turns out good for them, as it's really not looking great right now, unfortunately. Moving on to women's professional soccer here in the U.S. Bay FC is a new expansion club in the National Women's Soccer League, and they started their season. Bay FC, based in San Jose, they play also in PayPal Park. They started their first game of the season on the road against Angel City in Los Angeles. They won that game 1-0. Then, unfortunately, their second game against Washington Spirit, they did lose 2-1, but nevertheless show that they were competitive. They had their first home game on March 30th. They unfortunately lost 2-3 in extra time. It was a really heartbreaking ending to that game. Diana Ordonez for Houston Dash really is the player that's carrying Houston right now. Without her, Houston Dash definitely would not have won that game. And unfortunately, I do think that left back Savannah King, definitely don't see her starting in being as a starter in the next game for Bay FC. She really was the weak link. A lot of Houston Dash's attacks in that home game for Bay FC, a lot of their offensive attacks were coming from the left side of the field, and that's, anybody who follows soccer knows that is never a coincidence when they're always trying to offensively push up on one side or another. And they were doing that because Savannah King, the number two player, in Jersey, not rank, but she was the weak link. She did not have a very good game. Albeit, though, you got to give her some slack in a way, just because Savannah King is only 19 years old, so very young player, very new player. And while I do agree with the idea of giving her minutes and, believing in young players now, I've been very vocal about that in terms of Mexican football and the national team. So I do like that they're trying to give her minutes. As a starter, it was clear that that's not going to work out. It's better that she comes in as a sub and you grow her that way slowly into a starter instead of putting her as a starter immediately, because she was very clearly a weak link, and that is very concerning. Because Bay FC was, honestly, in my opinion, they were playing better than Houston Dash in that game. And especially in that first half, looked more organized. But again, just sloppy play on the left side of the defense. And that inexperience caught up with Bay FC, and Houston Dash was able to capitalize. So very unfortunate for Bay FC to lose their first ever home game as a franchise. Heartbreaking. But again, that is football. That is club football, so that does happen. But their next game will be April 14th against Seattle Reign, and they will hope to pull off a road victory there. They are currently 10th in the NWSL standings. They are currently 1-2 with 3 points. Again, the team looks so far very, very promising. They have shown to be very competitive, so we'll look to see if they can potentially, in their debut year, make the NWSL playoffs. That would be very cool to see. Now moving on to men's soccer in the MLS, the San Jose Earthquakes, they had a game on March 30th as well. It was a road game in Houston. They unfortunately lost 2-1. They looked a much more competitive, but again, the momentum in the game definitely shifted once Preston Judd, he got red carded in the 34th minute, so they had to play an entire half without a player. That was unfortunate. Then Jackson Ueli, I might be pronouncing the name wrong, so forgive me on that. But Jackson Ueli, wearing jersey number 14 in the midfield, he got a second yellow in additional time after the 90 minutes. So it was not a very good game. 2 players red carded. Bruno Wilson, he did get a goal in the first minute, so kudos to him, but wasn't good. Right now it's very tough times for the Earthquakes. Very tough start of the season. Their first game of the season, they lost 2-1. The midfield got absolutely bodied in that game. San Jose versus LA Galaxy at home. Again, they got bodied defensively and in the midfield. 3-1 loss there. Then against Vancouver, 2-0. Sporting Kansas City, they lost 2-1. They looked more competitive in that one, but again, it wasn't good enough, as they really weren't able to produce, as they weren't able to hold their own, to actually better describe it, on the defensive end once again. And then, while they did get their first win before this loss to Houston Dynamo against Seattle, it was an at-home. Once again, they demonstrated that 2-0 is the most dangerous score in football, as they were leading 2-0 and nearly blew it. Seattle came back and scored 2 goals to tie it up 2-2, and the Earthquakes had to score another one. They fortunately did quickly. Jeremy Ivanvise, in the 82nd minute, scored the game-winning goal, so 3-2. But right now, very hard times for the San Jose Earthquakes as I look at the standings here in the Western Conference of the MLS. They are currently 1 win, 5 losses, 3 points total with a goal differential of -6 goals. They're currently 13th in the standings to start the season. Yeah, welcome to Spain without the S, basically. It's not at this point. It's definitely their midfield and defense is definitely struggling, and they really need to adjust, or else this is going to be a very long season for the Earthquakes. Then moving on to the San Jose Sharks. Again, I am a fan. Obviously, you see the hat. I do watch the games when I have the time. I haven't been watching them as much this year. Most fans probably haven't. Not that there really is anything super positive to talk about this year with the Sharks. They're pretty much in a full-on rebuild phase. They traded Tomas Hertl. Logan Couture is out for the season. He's hurt. A lot of their players are young and on rookie contracts, and so the inexperience is showing there among those players. But nevertheless, they're trying to get in minutes so that hopefully in the future, when they do use more of their salary cap and go all in, which I believe in like the 2025-26 season or 26-27 season, that's what they're looking at right now in terms of building a potential golden generation to make a playoff run and maybe win the Stanley Cup for once. That's what they're really trying to build up to right now. But yeah, not looking good for the Sharks. For 17 wins, 49 losses, and 8 overtime losses. So like 57 losses this season. 42 points overall in the last in the Pacific Division standings, and they're actually dead last in terms of having the worst record of any teams in the NHL. So, yeah, number 1 in draft pick. Nothing else. But nevertheless, there has been some positivity for the Sharks. They did get a win over. They did get a couple of wins. They only got 1 win over their last 4 games, but it was a very strong win, 4-0. Shut out the Blues, who are likely going to be a playoff team this year. So good for them. And of course, they'll just be hoping to finish the year off strong, to carry something positive into next year. Well, that is it for really all of it. But before I go, I do have 2 special announcements. Obviously, as you see with the Earthquakes jersey up behind me, as a current student studying at San Jose State University, what occasionally the university will do is hold special events for the students where certain things certain sporting events, music events, etc. They'll buy tickets and they'll sell them to the students on a special offer, a special deal. That is less money than you would normally pay on Ticketmaster. And that's what happened for me in both the cases of the Earthquakes and the Sharks. So on April 13th, I will be going to... Hold on, let me adjust here. On April 13th, I will be going to the San Jose Earthquakes game. That will be awesome. Saturday, April 13th. It's, I believe, a 7 o'clock kickoff time. I'll be there. I got tickets, so me and my family will be there. That will be awesome. I'll try to film as much as I possibly can. If not, I will definitely for sure take some photos and put them in a community post. So definitely look out for that. I'll say the same thing for the San Jose Sharks. I'm going to the game on Saturday, April 6th. They will be in an SAP Center here in downtown San Jose. They will be taking on the St. Louis Blues once again. Hope it'll be my first ever Sharks game. I know it's been tough times for the Sharks, but nevertheless, still excited to see the Sharks play. My first ever game. Looking forward to that as well. I've never been to a hockey game, so a lot of people say it's definitely cooler to watch in person, to see just how fast they're skating on the ice, how fast-paced the game is in person compared to on TV. So I definitely look forward to just soaking in the experience of a Sharks game for the first time ever. And of course, I've been to a couple of Quakes games before. Looking forward to that, and hopefully they win, as it will be hopefully they win for all the college students that will be there, especially me and other fellow San Jose State students. So looking forward to that. I'll try to take as many videos as I can and record some of my reactions after the games. But if not, I will definitely put up a community post with some photos from the game for you guys on the chat who are supporting the channel. So definitely look out for that. It'll be fun. Sharks are officially going to be checked off the bucket list, and with that, I'm only one sports team away from completing the Bay Area perfection of going to every professional sporting event in the Bay, and that would be, of course, a Warriors game. Actually, two. Obviously, now we have Bay FC, the Women's Soccer League. So 2 more, and then I'll complete the Bay Area sports perfection. So yeah, definitely look out for that as I try to hopefully achieve that within these couple of years in college. So that is it for me. Like and subscribe if you love the content. It'll help grow the passion project, as I hope to over summer be covering the UEFA Euro and of course the Copa America, as well as the Giants and other major sports going forward. So definitely like and subscribe. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one after hopefully the Sharks win. Thank you so much.